Hi guys, just finishing grading whatever assignments I got in last week. Um, I left you guys an announcement on Remind, a lot of you, for the first questions. Let me just open it up really quick. So if I go to the nature documentary assignment, I go to instructions. So one thing I didn't put, which totally my fault, you have to let me know which one you're doing. So whether it's in the first question or if you want to just go over and highlight the one you're doing, that would be awesome. If you chose one that I don't have on here, just put it in question one. So if I go down for these questions, this is really small. Let me make it fit. All right. So if I scroll down, for question 2, it says choose your top 5 favorites. Most of you are gonna have more than 5 organisms in your documentary. Some of you do not. Even if you choose like the penguin one, there's still a couple of species of penguins, there's birds, there's the predators. You're gonna have 5 organisms. You should just list the 5 organisms here. And then for each of the questions after, it wants you to take each organism and explain it for each of the 5. So for the niche, don't just pick one. You have to choose for each one. You have to describe its niche. So make sure you're descriptive. I put it on there. Make sure you're descriptive. A lot of you are losing points there. For the food web, some of you are being really creative. I think the easiest way to do it, take a piece of paper, draw it out by hand, and then just take a picture with your phone and submit it. Those were the best ones I saw so far. Doing it with arrows in this program is usually not the easiest thing. Usually the simpler the better. So I don't want you guys to spend like an hour trying to figure out how to do arrows on here. Whoops, I spelled that wrong. Okay. Uh, Other than that, resubmit it. You'll do fine. Remember, we're not sharing work. If you are doing an assignment at home, you could totally work together if you wanted to do the same documentary, but you cannot have the same answers. Like, you cannot share your work. It should look like, even though you watch the same one, you still have it in your own words. So if that happens, I will be sending it back to you. If it happens more than once, then we're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna have to email home. Okay. Next thing this week, we're gonna ease off a bit. I don't want to bombard you guys, and now that we don't have a regents, it gives me a little bit of freedom to have a little fun with this. So I'm going to have you watch the Lorax this week, not the new one. The new one's so lame. The old one's so much better. I sound like my parents when I say that, but it's true. So in order to access the Lorax, the original movie, it's totally free. It's on YouTube. So go to YouTube. I left the link here. But if you just go into YouTube and you type the Lorax original. All right. So if you go here, it's the first one. It's only 25 minutes long, not long at all. I want you to watch it. I want you to answer the questions that go along with it. The questions for this week are very straightforward. It's basically just watch it and answer the questions. There's really no super, super deep thought. The only thing that you guys might see on here that you have some questions about is the question about the epilogue. So let me just make sure this is zoomed in. Okay. All right. So if we scroll to the bottom, all right, for the thinking questions, I want you to be descriptive, okay? I want you to write out, like, if you were the Lorax, what would you do? Don't just be like, kill the one slurs, okay? Like, you have to be descriptive, make it so it makes sense and it's realistic. For the Lorax, as a cautionary tale, explain. When you see the word explain over here, explain means to like go into a little bit of detail. So cautionary, oh, it's a warning for what's going on right now. Not enough, okay? I want a minimum of like 3 to 5 sentences for that. And then for the last question, an epilogue. An epilogue I put here, I don't know if you learned this in English. An epilogue is basically you're going to kind of write a final little sum up to what happens. So at the end of the Lorax, I'm not going to spoil it, no spoilers. At the end of Lorax, something happens, okay? Now, an epilogue would be you kind of almost continuing or closing out that story. So you're going to write a minimum of 5 sentences. That's like basically a paragraph. It could be whatever you want. Maybe I don't want to spoil it, so I'll see what you guys come up with. But I'm curious to see what you guys think for this one. Next week, we're going to continue to play on the Lorax. So it's going to be a little bit more thoughtful questions instead of just, what's a one slur? What job was the Lorax? It's not going to be as like direct. It's going to be more reflection on the Lorax. So I'm giving you guys a lot of time to do this because the Lorax is like my all-time favorite like little short movie clip ever. He's super cute and it's so relevant to now. And I think you guys will get a lot out of it if you really think about it. So that's why I am going to give you time. So I expect this to be completed in full. I don't want any wimped out answers. I want nice, complete responses. Make it thoughtful. No sharing work. Okay. Other than that, I think you guys are going to be pretty happy for what we do for the rest of the year. I'm going to take it more into human impact. We're going to go into climate change. We're going to go into human impacts on the earth, so invasive species, things like that. I think it will be like a really nice way to close out the year. And I think you guys will be able to put a lot of thought into it. I think a lot of you will like this. So if you haven't done any of the work for the past whatever weeks, it is going to be in the grade book. Please do it. I have zeros in there. They can be made up. If you're having trouble getting an assignment made up, please message me on Remind, email me. Just let me know so I can figure out how I can reopen it for you. Other than that, I miss you all. Believe it or not, I miss you guys. I miss seventh and eighth period. I know you guys are noisy, but now it's like awfully quiet. I kind of miss the noise. And if you have any questions, again, reach out. I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think I put the link on there, but if you just search my full name, I have a playlist for living environment. So just make sure you're keeping up with the videos. Okay, miss you. Talk to you later. Bye.